locked. I do have another key. Not the right key. Okay, before I explore all that, let's go out here. Okay, there's the shed. God, I'm absolutely terrified that Sophia's out there. I also don't even know if that is actually Sophia. That's just who makes sense. A sheet to count scores. Okay. Cool, cool. Why are all of those cabinets locked? Okay. Okay, an invoice for Da Vinci wine service. If it's not Da Vinci's, it's not the best. Oh, it's so much money in wine. $45 for a stainless steel bottle opener. On October 9th, 1994. Okay, so that's... Okay. I'm not too sure why that's important. It's one of those things that I'm not going to write down, because I just... A case of Da Vinci's wine. Yes, they have many of those. A case of Da Vinci's wine. Yes, they have many. Okay. This one also has a date, March 3rd, 1993. 20 years later, Painscreek still honors the lives of coal mine workers. Hold on. Pulling up my notes again, because I remember... No, it was 73. There was some sort of... Yeah, mining accident in 73. Oh, and this is 93. So, yeah, 20 years later, despite... Oh, sorry, I want to read the photo caption. The incident that would forever be remembered by the villagers of Painscreek. Despite shock and pain, it was a tragedy that united everyone. Interesting. By Jonathan Walker. 20 years ago, 6 members of this village, together with 13 others from the towns of Hillsdale and Old Creek, perished in one of the coal mine demolition programs. The coal mine belonged to the Roberts Mining Company. Vivian Roberts, who had just married into the Roberts family, started a fundraising event that raised $96,000. Contributing $24,000 from her own company, a total of $120,000 was compensated to the 6 families. This is a very small sum compared to what those families lost, and no amount of money can replace their loved ones, Vivian told to the press. What we can do, however, is provide them with whatever help they may need, and for those who have helped financially, the Roberts family thanks you. The words not only comforted those families, continued on other page. Okay. Other stairs going down. Other doorways. Oh my goodness. This place is huge. Security room. Hold on. Hold on. Is this one? I found a 6-digit code for the security room. Sorry, me putting my notebook places is moving my mouse. This is a 6-digit code. Okay. Interesting. Okay, okay. I'm gonna close this behind me because I'm scared. So many keys. To the tea room. To the nanny's room. And why does Trisha's room need a lock? Okay, so there's Bernard. Date of birth, November 15th, 1944. Employee address. I guess I should probably write that down. I've been writing down everybody else's address info. Should I write down his birthday too? Is that going to be important information? November 15th. Whoops. I was about to write 94. Nope. This man is 50 years older than that. 31. It's another address on Silver Lake Boulevard that doesn't seem to exist. Because it stopped at 29. At least I think. I guess I can go back out there and have a look around. Do I want his phone number? I wrote down Steve Moss's phone number. $499-7532. Okay. Oh, it's all of them. Okay. Yep, we knew that one because that was Wanda's address. So, their last name is Tyler. May 3rd, 1970. 874 513 8462. Okay. Wanda Tyler had been the maid, so Mary Martinez is the new maid. Okay. So, Wanda was the maid. February 6th, 47. 874 488. Interesting that she lived with her son, but they have different phone numbers. Sorry, I noticed the employee type, regular employee. So is it going to be currently hospitalized? She will resume her work when discharged. There were no remarks for anybody else. Okay. Here's Andrew Reed, that was the house that we found at 7 Black Pine, who said that he was seeing her. Andrew Reed, July 22nd, 51. 874. I mean, most, if not all, of these people are now dead, so I don't know what having their phone numbers is going to do for me, but he was gardener, carpenter, handyman. Excuse me. Hardworking and trusted by Vivian. Okay, so there was the head servant. Dorothy Patterson, November 15th, 35. Oh, I was about to say I didn't write down Andrew Reed's address because we already found it. 40 Black Pine Road, 874 537 2413. Nanny, childcare, and housework. Longest hired employee at the Roberts family. Mary Martinez, still waiting for photo. Excuse me. Mary Martinez, February 6th, 73. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I recognize the date. I'm like, oh, somebody else's birthday is February 6th. It was the previous maid's. Town Center Drive, 874 263 8923. Previously from the Moon Cafe. Okay. I can't do anything with that VHS tape. That's concerning. They're sitting right up for me. I wanna do. Okay, can't do anything with that. Security desk logbook. March 18th, 1994. Someone ran through the garden last night. A man about 5'5", wearing a hooded sweater, climbed the fence wall into the garden. He proceeded to run to the backyard and jumped over the back wall. Yep, I feel like security notes are probably going to be important. So that was March 18th, 94. Man, about 5'5", hooded sweater, ran through garden, jumped over back wall. Oh my goodness, of course my pen died out as I was writing that last word. March 25th, 1994. A new stack of VHS tapes has arrived. Please use the new tapes instead of recording over existing ones. April 6th, 1994. I came across a note by Magdalene Roberts stuck between one of the old logbooks. It was requesting the search of a missing security tape dated June 28th, 1975. Seems the tape was never found. Okay, April 6th, 94. I believe Magdalene is Charles's mother. Yeah, I came across a note by Magdalene Roberts. She had passed away in 75, I believe was my note, if my math had been correct. And she died in August of 75, and she was looking for a tape for June of 75. Security tape from June 28th, 75. May 28th, 1994, I have a new security guard coming in today. His name is Samuel Green. Tom Parker will be his mentor to get him up to speed. Okay. May 28th, 94. Security. Tom Parker. Train. Newbie. Sam Green. I do not know who is writing in this journal. July 4th, 1994, Andrew came to the mansion at around 11 p.m. He was very drunk. Scott was called. He arrived around 11:15 and brought Andrew home. Hold on. 11:15. That was the time that someone spotted a wet young lady creeping at Dr. Johnson's office. Wait, that was also 2 days before Dr. Johnson was last seen, and he had drowned. Okay. July 4th, 94. Andrew drunk. Scott called. Arrived 11:15 and brought Andrew home. August 12th, 94. Today marks Tom Parker's 20th year since he started working at the mansion. He will be retiring from his position next month to take care of his ailing wife. '20-year work anniversary for Tom Parker. Retiring and helping ailing wife. Oh my goodness, this one's long, like the logbook. November 2nd, 1994. There's a strange tale going around Painscreek recently. Stephanie, a 6-year-old girl, got lost during Halloween. Okay, don't know who Stephanie is. This one is November 2nd. Stephanie, 6 years old, lost at Halloween. Apparently, she followed some fireflies in the woods and could not get back home. Her parents called the sheriff. They conducted a search but could not find her. 2 hours later, Stephanie got home safe and sound. When asked how she found her way back, Stephanie said a young lady found her crying and brought her back. She didn't know the lady's name, but remembered her being pretty and having long black hair. She was wearing a black dress, similar to what the mansion maids wear at work. The strange thing is that when I asked around, all the maids said they were working that evening. Okay. So Sophia was a maid. Sophia brought her back safely. So that does put me in a slightly less unsettled position that Sophia may or may not be gunning for me now. Also making the note, Sophia, a maid, question mark. Okay. Jotting down those notes. Good, good, good. I keep looking out the window expecting to see her, except I don't want to see her. Until I know more about her, it's just... right now she's the unknown, and that's scary. Okay. What key we got here? This is the house entrance key. Found it in one of the lockers in the mansion. A house entrance key. So the shed key. Maybe. Doesn't work. Okay, okay. We're gonna use all of them, so... I do see that there's a diary over there. We're just taking our time. Oh, and there's one right here. Cool, cool. Dorothy Patterson. Okay, so this is the nursery. Now that we're finding all of these, I'm going to be taking so many notes. September 23rd, 1994. I can't believe that Andrew tried to kill himself again. Oh, no. Wait, when we're... Okay, so this takes place, like, right after the security log. Because July 4th, 94, Andrew was drunk, Scott was called, and took him home at 11:15 p.m. And now we're in September 23rd, 1994. Okay. You know what, I should also be making notes on whose journals or logs I'm reading. Security log, and now we're on Dorothy. September 23rd, 94. Andrew tried to kill himself again. Thank God for Scott. I cannot imagine what would have happened if Scott wasn't there to save him. Scott saved. Andrew was never like this when Laura and Daniel were here, even as his wife. I doubt Laura had any idea why Andrew turned out that way. Okay, so we had found that letter to Daniel. So, Andrew. I mean, that made sense because it was in Andrew's house. Wife. Laura. She's the one who works in a restaurant. Even as his wife, I doubt Laura had any idea why Andrew turned out this way. I can't blame her for leaving him and taking their son. I wonder if they've contacted each other since then. October 10th, 1994. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He seemed different. He looked calm, as if he had somehow managed to find peace within himself. The attending nurse said Scott has been here almost every day, taking care of him and being with him. Andrew has been talking a lot with Scott. Andrew told me he's ready to see Laura and Daniel again. I'm glad to hear that. I should call Laura and tell her the good news. Okay. So it seems... I wonder if we were lured into a false sense of security, or at least if I was. They suspected Scott just because he happened to be there. But he's the pastor's son, and people seem to generally like him. But now, I wonder if maybe it was Scott. Because Scott seems to have something to do with Sophia. Because in Andrew's diary... Where did I read his diary? That was the mention of Sophia. Yep, Andrew Reed's diary. Beginning to like Scott, and then he went into that he was experiencing hallucinations. He was on antidepressants prescribed by Dr. Johnson, and he said that when Scott mentioned Sophia, he started to see her again. So Scott may not have killed Vivian, but he has something to do with Sophia. Okay, so Andrew was getting closer with Scott and feeling calmer. And ready to see Laura and Daniel. February 13th, 1995, Scott came to fix my leaking sink today. He did a wonderful job. I offered him tea and we talked quite a bit, mostly about Charles and Vivian. I showed him my old photo album. To my surprise, Scott became very quiet. He asked me if I could borrow one of the photographs. I didn't see why not. He thanked me and left in a hurry. Oh, I should call Laura and tell her about Andrew's situation. Yeah, Andrew's getting weird. Why is Andrew getting weird? Or not Andrew. Scott. Scott is getting weird. Scott, fix Dorothy sink. Had tea and talked. Got weird. Asked and took a photograph from Dorothy's album and left. June 19th, that is a big skip. From February 13th, 95 to June 19th, 95. It's ironic that Andrew died shortly after being saved. I met Laura and Daniel at Andrew's funeral today. Okay, so June 19th. Andrew's funeral. Daniel reminded me of Andrew. I can't believe he's already 15 years old. Last I saw him, he was only 7. Laura said Andrew had been sending them money these last few years. She had been considering to return to Painscreek so they could be together again. If only I had called Laura before the fire accident. I feel so sorry for them. Fire accident. Photo of Dorothy and Trisha years ago. Oh, lordy Lou. Okay. That looks like the same picture that was used in her, like, employee file. It was in the security room. January 31st, 1996. Dear Charles, I've worked here for more than 20 years, and I'm so glad that I was able to spend time here with everyone. I greatly appreciate the opportunities you gave me and the time I spent with Trisha. Trisha was everything to me, and she loved me. She smiled whenever I called her. I wish I could have given her more. Despite what has happened here in Painscreek, there are moments of pure joy that we've all shared together. I will hold on to these memories. I'm sorry that I'm leaving and won't be able to serve you anymore. Thank you for everything. Please take care of yourself. Sincerely, Dorothy. Oh. This is... Oh, wait, hold on. I want to... no, stop. I presume this is also Dorothy's. But when she first started, I guess. Sophia. Yep, there she is. Okay. So, November 20th of 72. New maid. Sophia. I think Matthew recommended her, saying that she's his cousin. She's very pretty and has very good manners. She's a quick learner too and does whatever she's told to do. So, Matthew's cousin. I don't know who Matthew is, but she's very eager, asking a lot on what she should do, how she should act when Charles and Vivian are present, how to be perfect at her job. I like her already. And then March 10th, 73. 5 months later. The guys delivering food to the mansion were gawking at Sophia as if they've never seen a pretty girl before. I had to ask Sophia to go back into the house, otherwise someone might have funny ideas. Her uniform needs a little more cover. March 10th, 73. Sophia getting unwanted attention. June 20th, 1973, Matthew sometimes comes over and checks to see if Sophia is doing okay. I tell him he's worrying too much, that Sophia is loved by all. Matthew seems pleased every time I say this. If I didn't know better, I'd think that Matthew liked her. June 20th, 73. September 24th, 1973. It rained heavily today. Sophia and I were having our tea break when she asked me, "What does it feel like to be loved?" I said, "Well, it's like the feeling you get when you are with your parents." She was quiet for a moment and then replied, "It's hard for me to imagine because I don't have parents." I didn't know what to say to her at that time, but after the break was over, I decided to make effort to care for her more. So, September 24th, 73. Sophia has no parents and is curious about love. Okay.